everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to come on really quickly and show you a very small Michaels haul that I just picked up. I don't have all of it. The rest of it is at another store. It's just 2 other items, but I will pop a picture in of those 2 items at the end of the video so that you can see what that is. But for now, well, let's start with this. Apparently I'm liking Michaels because I keep shopping. I just told Dana from Essence of Me, girl, get me out of this store. Because I'm in there. However, I will say the prices have been very good. And the 30 to 35% off coupon that they have seems to be on a regular basis. Or sometimes you can get a 15% off your entire purchase, even if it's sell items. The 30 to 35% off is on regular priced items. The 15% off entire purchase can be used on all items, even if they're sell items. And then if you spend $25, then you get a $5 voucher. You have a certain time limit that you have to use that voucher or you lose it, kind of thing. And that has, dare I say, enticed me to do the shopping that I'm doing. However, I am purchasing things that I need for the handcrafts that I am wanting to do or continue or get started in. So I will say that it's not that I'm just out here spending these little dollars, because it is little dollars. It really is. Just because it's stuff that I was going to need to get the supplies for anyway. So I might as well go on and get it while I can get it at such a good price. I have not been back to Joann's. I do plan to go Friday after work just to see what they still have left. We're coming into April next week. And so just want to see what they have left, what the prices are looking like. Because remember, all stores will be closed, by the end of May. And so I'm wondering, I haven't been back. I haven't been on the website, and I'm just kind of curious, what are things looking like now? So I'll be going Friday. I may or may not have a haul. We shall see. I don't know. But first, let's start here. So with the English paper piecing, I have looked at the templates, and the templates can be expensive. And then I really got to looking at it. I'm like, that's just cardstock. And when you have torn that cardstock up, because you can use it over and over and over until you can't. But then when you're done with it, you got to buy more. And I'm like, that's not an expense that I want to make. And it's just cardstock. So I have a Silhouette Cameo 4. And I got on there and I started playing around with it and made my own hexies. One template I did purchase because I just could not figure out how to make that shape. So I did purchase that one, and that's this. So it's a half hexie petal is what it's called. So this is the half hexie part here. If you draw a line right across there, that's a half hexie. And then you have the petal part. So I've made a good stack. I'm not done. I have plenty more cardstock in there to go. So I do plan to make more. I plan to use up all the cardstock that I have because I'm not going to have too many templates. Again, they don't last forever. And so to have extras on hand when I need them will be great. I did that shape, and then I did diamonds. And so I have those. And then I did the traditional hexagons. And so I have those. And I've got a good little stack of those. But again, I have plenty of cardstock. I'm making more. Now, talking about these, I don't know if you noticed. This is the shape, the size that I have been doing, or the bigger ones. And the bigger ones, I told you, I use to make my quilt labels. and it attached them to the back of the quilt, and it's got all the information. Yeah, right? But these are the ones, the size that I was using to make my flowers. And as I've been watching more and more and more YouTube videos of other people doing their English paper piecing, I'm like, the smaller size is beginning to rub off on me. Granted, I told Dana I would not go any smaller than this. However, do you see that? Do you see the difference? That size is, it's different. It is different. Here, this measures 1.5 inches, and on these, it measures 1 inch. So I've gone smaller. And I will say this, I don't want to go any smaller than that. This is about as small as I want to get. That's the half hexy petal. That's about as small as I want to get. I don't want to get any smaller. I'm fine with that. There's the diamond on that to just see that size. So there's that. Now let's get into this mini haul. I got some felt because I want to, really don't have anywhere to put this bag. I want to make my own needle books. And for each handcraft, I want my needle book to be a different color, and my case that I will end up putting, because this is just temporary, the case that I will end up putting things in, I want the colors to match my needle books. So I got this like goldish brown, goldenrod is what it's called. And then I got this, that's bright lilac. And then I got this, which is called salmon. It looks pink to me, but okay. So I got those three so that I can make my own needle book. I want to be able to keep the needles separate for each handcraft, and then be able to put those needle books in their own container according to that particular handcraft. So I got that, and those were like 36 or 46 cents. And then I got an embroidery floss case and 17 compartments. There are 50 embroidery floss bobbins. I will need to get more of these, and I will probably end up getting another case, and you're about to find out why. This was originally $5.99, and I got it for $2.64. This was also $2.64. I want to eventually use the DMC embroidery floss, but that can be a little more pricey. Not too much, but it can be. And so until I have learned well enough for my standards, I don't want to spend that kind of money on really good embroidery floss. So Michaels has a brand called Loops and Threads, which is the same brand as that yarn that I purchased. And so I got this, and this is just all your basic colors. And then the Michaels by my job did not have the other two in stock, so I have to go to another Michaels, which is about 6 or 7 miles away. I'll go do that on tomorrow. I'll pick those up, and then I will put a picture of those at the end of this video. There is like tonals, browns, beige, off-white, creams, and then I got one it's called vintage, and so the colors are a little more muted, look a little more antique-ish, and I'm excited about that one. It made me think of my mom and watching her embroider. So I will pick that up And then I got this as well. Okay. Because that was just the best thing to do right now. The street I live along now is a busy street. It did not used to be as busy as it is now. But they're putting in another housing development right behind our complex. And it's just, yeah. Anywho. This one is called Chiffon. So it's like a cream or off-white to make my granny squares. So got that. And then this was something in the mail. I did already open it, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I could show them. So I ordered this and then realized that I needed the magnets to go to it. So I had to do a separate order. So the magnets have not arrived yet. But this is from So Tights, SEWTITES. And I ordered it and it got here in maybe 3 days tops. But this is called So Tights Flat Back Stitching English Paper Piecing Palettes. So I went on YouTube University. You know what we're on right now? And I started watching all the videos that I could find that looked appealing and interesting to me on English paper piecing, just to get a little more comfortable with it, especially with me trying to do different shapes and all that good stuff. I didn't quite know if it was the same or, you know, the technique and all that good stuff. And I found a lady, don't ask me who it was. I'll pop her channel name up on the screen. I believe it's an old video, but I could be mistaken in my recollection. And she was doing a flat back stitch. And she was doing it because I think it was the diamonds that she was doing as she joined them. The center part of it, the bulk of the fabric was just a lot. And so she said in order to keep some of that bulk down, she did what she called a flat back stitch. So I kept watching it, and then I watched a few other people do it, and I was like, I really like that. She does it so that her stitches are invisible. You don't see her stitches at all. So on mine, let's see if I can show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I did that one really, really tiny. I think you could see it more on this. Maybe if I had used a thread that blended and not a contrasting thread, maybe you wouldn't be able to see it. But I'm not trying to buy all these different kind of colored threads. I'm really not. I'm really trying to just use a white, a black, a cream, a neutral kind of color like that. And that's it. So on here, can you see my stitches in here? And at least I know, like, if I look up, I can see in between there. I can, you know, I can see the stitches. And while I want it to look handmade, I don't always necessarily want to see my stitches. That's just me. So, like I said, as I watched her video and others, I was like, I think I might want to give that a try. So, I was like, but how can I make it easier? Because some people just had it laying on a table and they were, you know, doing the stitches from the back. And the way my living room is set up, I don't have a table that close to my couch. I could get a TV tray, or I could get one of those lap TV trays that, you know, kind of straddles your lap. But do I really want to do that? Not necessarily. But then maybe again I do. I could have a little tray, you know, to keep all my supplies on while I'm working. Well, anyway, I saw this on the So Tight website. And you can't really see it, but she's holding one of these palettes because they're clear plastic. And she's got this on the palette, and then the magnets are holding that together so it doesn't fall off the palette and you're not stressing and straining your hand. And then you're able to stitch the hexies from the back and your stitches don't show. So I don't remember how much I paid for this. I don't remember. But let's see if we can get you to see it. These are the pallets. They're just plastic. And they're 3 different sizes. There's the large. Looks like a little bean shape. And then there's the medium. And then the small. So I'm going to give that a try. See how I like it. I'll report back to you guys and let you know what I think. I'll put a link for this down in the description box in case you're interested in checking it out. I will also put a link for that other lady's YouTube channel that I first saw doing the flat back stitching. And you can check that out as well. And see if you're interested in it. I don't even know if you're interested in doing anything crafts. So that is an option if you'd so like. Anyway, guys, I told you this was a quick Michael's haul. It's very small. I might be making some more purchases soon. Sooner rather than later. But we'll get to that bridge when we cross it. No, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Listen, I am so delirious right now, okay? I go to bed with the chickens. Monday night was a late night. I can't even remember why. Tuesday night, last night, was a late night because we had a farewell dinner for one of our colleagues at work. And I had to drive into DC, and driving there, the traffic was bumper to bumper. Coming home, it wasn't so bad, but I didn't get home until well after 10. I didn't get in bed until well after 11. And so, and then, you know, you got to wind down. So I didn't get to sleep until sometime after midnight. So I am running on fumes for a person who goes to bed with the chickens. Tonight, I have a class. So it's a repeat of the time. I won't get home until about 10. And then shower and get in bed. And then I got to wind down and all that good stuff. And so I'm just a little tired. And I have been so delirious. Like at work, they just cracked up at me because my words were all discombobulated. Finally, I was like, y'all do whatever it is y'all want to do. I'm just going to sit right here and check patients in and check them out. I am doing nothing else today. Well, tomorrow's going to be much of the same. Thankfully, my job is flexible like that. All right, guys, you take care, and I will see you on the next video. God bless.